Let's discuss what the next step should be. Joe Cirincione is the president of the Global Security Foundation Plowshares Fund, also a member of Secretary of State Hillary Clinton's International Security Advisory Board. All right, Joe, you heard Secretary Ambassador Rice say that there has to be a clear and credible response. What should that be?
Well, we have a very strong resolution before the UN Security Council. It's likely that China will try to water down some of those provisions, but it's almost certain that that resolution will pass. What you're trying...
You don't think China will veto it?
I don't think China will veto it. They had a strong statement calling this launch intolerable today. They don't want North Korea doing this. They're not.
China's the only ally they really have, the North Koreans. And I wonder, do you think it's possible they didn't inform China in advance of the timing of this launch?
It's possible they did not. People now suspect that the information that we had that North Korea was moving its rocket, something was wrong with it, was an intentional deceptive move. They thought that there might be some attempts to shoot it down. They wanted to fool the West, fool Japan. They succeeded.
And it certainly does strengthen the new young leader, Kim Jong-un, domestically, regionally, gives him some credibility.
Absolutely. He just did what his father tried to do and could not. They've been trying since 1998 to launch a long-range space launch vehicle / missile, same technology, just a different payload. They failed in the previous 4 attempts. They succeeded in this. It's not a rocket yet that can deliver a nuclear warhead. There's still major technological hurdles to go, but he's achieved the first one. It's definitely going to boost his standing domestically.
They have done in North Korea, where there are a lot of people starving and they don't have a whole lot of money, what South Korea so far has been unable to do.
Well, by choice, actually. I mean, this is billions.
They haven't launched a satellite into orbit.
South Korea is not.
Yeah.
There's talk about it. This will undoubtedly spur some competition with South Korea. You'll see that. You'll probably see South Korea react with deployments of more anti-missile batteries. Japan will probably want to do that. You've already heard calls in Congress from defense hawks that we have to spend more. We spend about $10 billion a year already on missile systems. So although there's not much of a military capability that North Korea demonstrated, it has international ramifications that are going to destabilize. This is why the Security Council is condemning the move.
And so how much of a real threat to the United States, whether Hawaii or the West Coast, is this?
We're not threatened any more today than we were yesterday. They're still years away. Let me give you one example. Iran put a satellite in orbit in 2009. They're still years away from turning that into any kind of ICBM capability. North Korea would have to do 3 things. 1, prove this system is reliable. It didn't work last time. It did work this time. Will it work next time? Many more tests. They'd have to miniaturize their nuclear devices. They've had 2 nuclear tests, but they're nowhere near small enough to put on top of a missile. They'll have to test more of those. And finally, they'll have to have a re-entry vehicle. You put it up, that's half the battle. You got to bring it back down and have it land where you want. They're still years away from that kind of capability.
How much cooperation has there been between North Korea and Iran?
A lot. North Korea is the source of both Iran and Pakistan's medium-range missiles. So the Shahab that you see in Iran, the Gauri missile that you see in Pakistan, these are basically no-dungs, Korean missiles with a different paint job.
Joe Cirincione, thanks very much for coming in. I suspect this subject is not going to